I think at the most basic level, Bitcoin is money. And from my view, it's the best money that humanity has ever experienced. When you go back and look at the history of money, which is something that's interesting that I didn't realize until kind of going down the journey of learning about Bitcoin, but I was never really taught about money in school. I feel like school was the whole goal of high school was get good grades so that you can get into this college, you can get this degree and get this paying this job. And like the whole focus was on sort of a salary, but there was never a focus on what money is and like how do you make smart financial decisions? Like, what does it mean to save money versus like go into debt? And we never learned about the actual like history of money. I started learning about that when I was discovering Bitcoin. And when you look at money throughout history, almost always when you put it, or actually every single time, no fiat currency. Fiat means, I think it's in Greek, it means by decree. So it's basically like the government says this piece of paper has value. And throughout history, no fiat currency has like ever lasted. The pound and the US dollar are the longest lasting fiat currencies in human history, and they've only been around for like 50 years or something. Because when you put money in control of humans, they inevitably want to take advantage of it. And whether it's like you can just print more bills, or kings have taken, you get gold coins, and when they collect their taxes, they snip off the gold from around the coin. No one notices really. But over time, they end up collecting more gold or like being able to make more coins. And then over time, the coins get smaller and smaller. In Africa, they used to use glass beads for currency because they didn't have the technology to produce glass beads easily. And so they were valuable. Then Europeans came and they realized that they could easily manufacture a lot of glass beads for really cheap. And so then they went back, created a bunch, came to Africa, put those on the market, and essentially like paid people to do work for them. But the Europeans didn't have to put any energy into getting that money. And so all of that to say, when you put money in control of humans, it usually goes wrong. And Bitcoin takes the control of money out of the hands of humans by putting the rules into software. And the rules of money are pretty simple. Like if I give you my energy, you want a task done, and you say, hey, I have this money, I will give it to you. We're basically like exchanging energy because I'm expending my energy to accomplish a task for you, and you've already done the same for someone else, and that's how you got the money. What I want is to get that money and have that money have like the same value as the energy that I already expended. And I think like my time is the most valuable thing that I have. Like time continues on and keeps disappearing. So if I spend my time doing something like, which kind of goes back to choosing whether or not you want to go to college or not, like, do you want to spend your time going into debt and learning about things that don't actually relate to your goals? That's not what I want to do. You want your money to hold its value over time. What happens when you put it in control of humans and they create more of the currency, then the currency that you hold becomes worth less. And so the time that you spent to get that currency is now worth less. And so what Bitcoin does is it recognizes that like money should hold its value. There should be a fixed supply of money. I should be able to send my money to anyone, anywhere in the world. And we live in a digital world now. So like, even though it's hard to debase gold, it doesn't really make much sense for today's world, because if I want to buy something from someone in China and I want to hold my own gold, I'd have to mail that gold to them or something. And so with Bitcoin, you can instantly send value to someone across the world. It takes all of the rules of money and puts them into software and essentially makes Bitcoin the best money because it's enforced by the rules in the software.